Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. Today, I would like to have a friendly discussion about nodes and which ones might dominate the servers. So without further ado, let's begin.
Ready to work.
To start off, let's quickly cover the 4 different node types that will be present in the world of Vera. As we explore the world, you'll notice that each of these nodes is unique. While I'll provide some basic information from the node wiki, I won't dive into great detail about each node type, as there's already plenty of information available on all those. Instead, I want to take a different approach and explore which node the community is most interested in. Is there a clear favorite? And which node I feel might be the easiest target? Before we go any further, I encourage you to leave a comment at the end of the video and share which node type that you ideally want to be part of and why. I like to think that Ashes of Creation has something for every type of player, and the node system really reflects that. As you come through the Divine Portal and enter your way into Vera, you're going to quickly realize there's a lot of open land, but as you start earning experience, it's going to open up the nodes to see which one that you might be interested in. If you want to stick around and level up a divine node, which is geared towards PvE playstyles, offering you the Catacombs at Metropolis and some secondary augment styles, that might be the play for you. And then we have your PvP focused node, which is your military node, where you can PvP for mayoralship. It has access to bounty hunters. It also has an unknown superpower, which is yet to be revealed. One of my personal favorites is the economic node, and it's ideal for traders and store owners. And at the Metropolis level, it will give you access to an auction house for basically 20% of the map and all their vassals. And then we have the node which I believe is going to be the dominant node on pretty much every server, and I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 and maybe more of these nodes throughout the world of Vera. It's perfect for people who want to do crafting and research, also for guilds who want to be able to move quickly throughout the world doing PvP and world bosses, as their superpower is fast travel through airships and portals, I believe. Now keep in mind, as I mentioned before, the full extent of each node's superpowers isn't completely fleshed out yet, and since the game is still in alpha, everything is subject to change. Now with that basic information out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the real reason we made this video. Currently, most people I've spoken to are very interested in the academic nodes, particularly because of the fast travel, allowing you to get through PvP areas quicker and also find world bosses faster, and which you get at the Metropolis stage, which also benefits your vassals. So 20% of the people on the map will have access to that. If there are multiple academic nodes, possibly even across different continents, you'll be able to go ahead and greatly enhance your mobility. This is very significant since the only fast travel that you can do otherwise is through family summoning, which will have a timer, and you also cannot have anything in your inventory when you do it. So since transportation is going to be limited with fast travel, and this would enable you to navigate the open seas without danger being able to take an airship from one side to the other, I can certainly see 2 academic nodes being a real possibility, and most likely a probability. I'm going to go ahead and predict that the academic nodes will not only be highly sought after, but will also be heavily defended by players from the surrounding areas across the world of Vera. For example, players on the western continent might want to protect their interest in being able to airship over to the east. Thus, if the east is being attacked, they're going to take a lot of their 20% of the node coverage and probably go help defend over there, so have a grand total of maybe up to 40% of the population trying to defend that node. Of course, there will be guilds and alliances that aren't part of these inner circles and can't use these functions. Will most players decide to live in and around these areas if they want to fast travel? That seems like the easier route, since attacking a metropolis and sacking it will be a monumental task of epic proportions.
Because players are motivated by different things, because they want something from the game that other players don't want, that's going to cause people to butt heads. Different players are going to want different experiences, and the conflict between the 2 of them will create a bigger and better thing. Out of strife comes rebirth. And that's a core symbol, it's a core theme that occurs throughout the game.
Our castle system, our sieges against nodes, the caravan system, battlegrounds that exist, guild wars. We want there to be a meaning to this conflict. We want players to actually have some skin in the game when it comes to participating in PvP. If you own a home in a node and you don't want to see that home destroyed, you need to defend that city.
Then we have what I believe is going to be the second most popular node, which is the economic node, which I could see being centrally located, hopefully. The world of Vera will likely value an economic node. The auction house benefits alone from the parent node will cover, again, 20% of the map, allowing players also to get certificates and build stalls near our favorite hunting grounds and dungeons for buffs and repairs. But even players in far-off nodes can still see the community board where the materials they need are available, so then they can travel there to those locations and obtain them. I can see an economic metropolis being like the world's largest flea market of Vera, where everybody and their mother is coming to see what wares are for sale, where you had tamers in Ultima Online selling their dragons. This could be the very same thing where you have people yelling in Global trying to sell their new mounts that they just newly found a new genetic scheme for. With any luck, an economic node near an academic node might be very advantageous as well. Now, regarding the other two node types, military and divine, we know less about the military nodes, other than that they will be the home of bounty hunters with the mayoralship decided through PvP, and their defenses are inherently stronger with powerful upgrades. Given that nodes are already difficult to siege, adding extra layers of defense makes them even more formidable. If they provide a significant superpower when reaching metropolis status, that would be a strong deterrent against attacks. Also, being PvP-oriented node, you can expect battle-hardened players to be ready to defend it. That brings us to divine nodes. And I can feel the hate coming already as PvE players gather their pitchforks and look to put Peon on a skewer. So I'm going to go ahead and break down why I feel that divine nodes might very well be the first target and the first of the nodes to go to make room for one of the other nodes. Specialized appeal. Divine nodes cater to more of a niche audience, often attracting players interested in lore, roleplay, or support roles. Unlike economic, academic, or military nodes, which have a broad appeal across many different playstyles, the divine nodes might not attract as many players who are focused on combat, trade, or the ability to travel the map quickly for PvP mobilizations, and they might not attract as many combat-focused players as they might need to defend during those sieges. Lack of direct combat enhancements. Unlike the military node, where they are strengthened and have inherently better defenses and can upgrade the guards even further, I believe divine nodes will often sit on their laurels and probably put points into other areas and not so much into defense. Perceived lower value. Are players going to think of the divine node in the catacombs as being extremely beneficial to the rest of the world? Or are they going to want to go ahead and add another academic or another economic node into that spot instead to give them more options? Potential underestimation by defenders. Given this is an inherently a PvE node, fewer resources and or defenders being allocated to the divine node during a siege might make it more difficult and more susceptible to being overrun by a well-coordinated attack. That being said, let me offer a little hope to the divine node and the PvE players. Reputation in Ashes of Creation will mean more than any other game that you might have played in recent memory. The actions of players in guilds will have a profound consequence. If any node becomes a node of the people and is well liked and run well, this will go a long way in getting that extra support that you might need from the rest of Vera to help defend. Conversely, if you happen to be a node that is full of douchebags, well, then you better look out, because Vera is coming for you. So if you see the Goon Squad becoming citizens of your node, you might want to think about selling that, home while you still can. In any case, with 4 very different node types, there might not be room for everybody's wants and ambitions. I think we would be foolish to assume the world will want or need one of each. In conclusion, while divine nodes offer unique and valuable benefits within Ashes of Creation, they might face greater risks during sieges compared to the other node types. Their specialized appeal and perceived lower strategic value and lack of direct combat enhancements and potential underestimation by defenders all contribute to their vulnerability. However, this doesn't mean that divine nodes are without merit. They provide critical support and lore-rich experiences that can be vital to the overall health of a guild or a community. For those invested in the spiritual and support aspects of the game and love doing quests and gathering that favor, defending and cultivating a divine node could become a deeply rewarding and challenging experience, especially if they can rally like-minded players to their cause. Let me know in the comments below about which node you think might be the odd man out. And is there a one node to rule them all, as far as being kind of like an untouchable node, unless owned by a previously mentioned douchebag guild? If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like and subscribe button, and I will try to deliver you top perspectives on everything Ashes of Creation when it comes out in October. If you're looking for a guild to be part of, let me highly recommend Overlord, as I've been with them for over 2 years. I will leave the link below in the description. Thank you, Vera, and have a great day.
Work complete.